Crazy simple stuffed bread. The bread of choice. A nice loaf of classic Italian bread with a little sesame seed on top. I split it right down the middle. What are we going to make our stuffed bread with? 2 bunches of broccolini for I'd say about an 18-inch long loaf of bread. All I did was trim the very end of it, put it in boiling water for a couple of minutes to take the bitterness away and to get it a little bit pliable so it cooks up super quick when we want to stuff the loaf. And then I cold shocked it and drained it. We want to pat it really dry. So all I'm doing for this is just running my knife through and cutting this into bite-sized pieces. And then if you're using a fresh chili, take away the seeds if you want it to be milder. Leave the seeds if you like things spicier. We're going to take, for 1 whole loaf of bread, about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of fresh ricotta cheese. And we're going to stir in, a handful of some chopped parsley, a little lemon zest, we're going to add a little nutmeg, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. We're going to add a sprinkle of parm, handful or so, a little salt and pepper or white pepper. Mix this together. Obviously, if you want to make this vegetarian, you make it with just the broccolini. If you want to make it a meat lover's stuffed bread, you add 1 pound of sausage, sweet or hot. So I'm going to turn on 1 pan for sausage and 1 pan to finish cooking our broccoli rabe. We're going to scoop out some of the excess of the real doughy center of the Italian bread, and I'm going to fill the bottom, because this is going to bake in the oven wrapped. That's why I've lined the baking sheet with jumbo foil here. We're going to fill this cavity first with our ricotta mixture. We'll let the sausage, hot or sweet, cook down. Or, of course, plant-based sausage, which my mom loves. Now let's get the broccolini or broccoli rabe into its pan. This shallots off on the edge there, and we'll mix them all together, and the chilies. And I'm also going to add a little bit of our paste, because my family likes extra hot. Okay, adding the juice of the lemon now to the broccolini or broccoli rabe that we zested for the ricotta. The next layer, if you're using it though, is sausage. Next layer, you got to build the layer kind of carefully. Whew, made it. The mozzarella, or you could use provolone if you wanted it to be hot sausage and tangier cheese. And then the whole top of the loaf goes on. And then we wrap and roll, which is why I put the bread inside the foil before we started. Oh, I forgot the hot peppers.
Oh no!
Sound the alarm! I started with stuffed bread several years ago when my friend Shane told me about a stuffed bread his aunt made. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so brilliant. I'm going to make stuffed bread all the time. And I really do. I just mix up the fillings, mixed greens, and then really kind of press down on her. Set that. And then this goes about 20 minutes wrapped and a few minutes unwrapped at a higher temp. 375 wrapped for 20. Then unwrap it at 425 till it's nice and super crispy. Okay, now we're going to let it cool just a minute or so we can touch it and transfer the whole loaf to a serving board. And I use a serrated knife to cut down through this to try and keep it all together best as we can.